First contact and derision. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Elena Chen strode forward, her footsteps echoing against the crystalline floor. The cybernetic interface at the base of her skull gleamed under the pale blue lights, a testament to humanity's first steps into neural enhancement. Around her, representatives from 200 spacefaring species watched with barely concealed disdain. High Counselor Zyxtal, his translucent tentacles writhing with what Elena's neural sensors identified as amusement, spoke first. The humans present themselves for evaluation. How quaint. His voice carried through the chamber's perfect acoustics. We have reviewed your species' technological achievements, particularly your crude attempts at cybernetic enhancement. Elena maintained her composure, though her augmented heart rate betrayed her irritation. Humanity had spent the last century perfecting the fusion of organic and synthetic, creating interfaces that allowed humans to process information at unprecedented speeds, enhance their physical capabilities, and even transfer consciousness between organic and synthetic vessels. We believe our achievements speak for themselves, Elena responded, her voice steady. Humanity has eliminated disease, extended lifespans indefinitely through consciousness transfer, and barbaric, interrupted Council Member Vrain, her feathered crest rising in apparent disgust. You mutilate your organic forms with machinery. True advancement comes through genetic perfection, as we have achieved. She gestured to her own form, which seemed to shimmer with bioluminescent patterns. The chamber erupted in murmurs of agreement. Elena's neural interface processed the reactions of the assembled aliens, 73% displaying signs of disgust, 24% showing curiosity, and 3% remaining neutral. The statistics scrolled across her enhanced vision. Your species, Zyxtal continued, still relies on primitive spacecraft requiring manual control. Your cities are confined to planetary surfaces. Your communication methods require physical interfaces. Each statement was delivered like a verdict. The Council has reached its decision. Humanity is not yet ready for membership in the Galactic Federation. Elena had expected this outcome, but the reality still stung. Her neural processors were already composing the report to Earth's United Council, complete with detailed analysis of each council member's biological responses during the session. Furthermore, Zyxtal added, his tentacles now rippling with what Elena's systems identified as smug satisfaction, we recommend a quarantine period of no less than 500 solar cycles. During this time, humanity should focus on proper evolution. Abandon these crude mechanical appendages. Return to pure organic development. Elena bowed slightly, a gesture her briefing had indicated would be seen as appropriately submissive. We accept the Council's wisdom, she said, the words tasting bitter. As she turned to leave, her enhanced hearing caught snippets of conversation from the assembled aliens. Barely more than tool-using primates. Did you see those horrible metal implants? They'll destroy themselves before the quarantine ends. Back aboard her ship, Elena removed the diplomatic facade she'd worn like armor. Her neural interface connected directly with the ship's systems, and she felt the familiar comfort of digital integration wash over her. Send priority message to Earth Command, she subvocalized, the ship's AI responding instantly to her neural commands. Message ready, the AI confirmed. Operation Shadow Protocol is now in effect. The Federation has rejected our application, exactly as predicted. They see only what we wanted them to see. She paused, allowing herself a small smile. Begin Phase 2. As her ship broke orbit from the Federation capital world, Elena reviewed the classified files that only she and a select few on Earth could access. The crude, cybernetic enhancements the Council had mocked were 3 generations behind current Earth technology. The primitive spacecraft they'd arrived in carefully concealed drives and systems that would have sent the Council into a panic. Humanity had learned long ago that being underestimated was an advantage. Let the Federation think them primitive. Let them imagine humanity would spend the next 5 centuries trying to properly evolve. They had no idea that deep beneath Earth's surface and hidden throughout the solar system, humanity was preparing for a future the Federation couldn't begin to comprehend. The real work was just beginning. The Silent Forge. Deep within Olympus Mons, Mars' ancient volcano now housed humanity's most advanced research facility. Director James Chen, Elena's brother, stood before a holographic display showing the latest breakthrough in biosynthetic evolution. Around him, a vast chamber stretched for kilometers, filled with research pods and testing facilities that would have sent the Federation Council into collective apoplexy. Project Phoenix is ahead of schedule, Dr. Sarah Montgomery reported, her own neural interface synchronizing with the facility's systems. The data streams between them carried more information in seconds than verbal communication could convey in hours. The new neural lattice shows perfect integration with both organic and synthetic tissue. James watched as the display showed a real-time demonstration. A soldier, volunteer for the Phoenix program, interfaced with a combat suit that made Federation power armor look like children's toys. The neural lattice allowed for zero-latency control, turning the suit into a true extension of the soldier's body. "Show me the consciousness transfer stats," James commanded. The hologram shifted, displaying charts that would have been incomprehensible to anyone without enhanced neural processing. The Federation believed humanity's consciousness transfer technology was limited to crude computer simulations. They had no idea that humans had perfected the ability to move consciousness between organic bodies, synthetic forms, and even multiple vessels simultaneously. "Terminal has received the latest intelligence from Elena," Sarah announced. "The Federation's dismissal is complete. They've classified us as a primitive species requiring guidance. Their monitoring of our system is minimal." James allowed himself a rare smile. "Perfect. They see what they expect to see, a disappointed species accepting their judgment and limitations." He expanded the hologram, revealing the true scope of Project Phoenix. "How many volunteers are ready for the next phase?" 10,000 in this facility alone, Sarah responded. "Another 50,000 across the solar system. All of them are already equipped with fourth-generation neural interfaces, ready for the upgrade to the Phoenix protocol." The project name wasn't chosen randomly. Humanity had learned to rise from its own ashes many times throughout history. This time, they would emerge transformed in ways the Federation couldn't imagine. In a sealed chamber nearby, the latest breakthrough in their research hung suspended in a containment field. It looked deceptively simple, a crystalline structure no larger than a human fingernail. But within that crystal lattice lay the key to humanity's next evolutionary leap, true synthesis of organic and artificial consciousness. "The Federation thinks we're trying to replace biology with machinery," James mused, studying the crystal. "They can't comprehend that we're creating something entirely new. Not cyborgs, not androids, but a perfect fusion of organic and synthetic." Sarah's interface pinged with an alert. "The first battle group has completed their upgrades. Combat efficiency ratings are unprecedented." She pushed the data to James, who processed it instantly through his own enhanced systems. The numbers were staggering. The enhanced soldiers could react 1,000 times faster than their baseline human counterparts. Their neural networks could process battlefield information and coordinate strategies with an entire battalion simultaneously. And most importantly, they retained their human creativity, intuition, and determination, qualities that pure AI had never managed to replicate. "Begin mass production of the neural crystals," James ordered. "And accelerate the construction of the Ghost Fleet." The ships, hidden in the asteroid belt and dark side of various moons, represented technology far beyond what the Federation believed possible. Each vessel was designed to be operated by a single enhanced human, their consciousness expanded through the ship's systems until human and vessel became one entity. "Elena reports increasing instability along the Federation's borders," Sarah added. "Several systems have reported raids by unknown forces. The Federation's response has been ineffective." James nodded grimly. They had predicted this. The Federation's reliance on pure organic development had left them vulnerable. Their ships required large crews, their response times were limited by biological constraints, and their strategic decisions were made by committee rather than the instantaneous consensus possible through linked neural networks. "How long until we reach full deployment capability?" he asked. "At current production rates, we'll have enough neural crystals for the entire volunteer force within 6 months. The Ghost Fleet will be combat-ready in 8. Good. Humanity won't be the ones to break the quarantine," James said, his enhanced mind already running through probability scenarios. "But when the Federation faces a threat they can't handle, and they will, we'll be ready." In training chambers throughout the facility, the first wave of Phoenix soldiers prepared for a future only they could see. Their enhanced bodies moved with impossible grace, their linked minds coordinating complex battlefield scenarios with perfect precision. They were no longer purely human, but they had not abandoned their humanity. They had transcended it. The Federation had given humanity 500 years to properly evolve. They didn't realize that evolution wasn't always a slow process. Sometimes, it came in revolutionary leaps. And humanity was about to demonstrate just how far that leap could take them. The Vardaxian invasion. The Federation's capital world of Luminara burned. High Counselor Zyxtal watched in horror as another defense platform exploded silently in orbit, its fragments joining the expanding field of debris that had once been the Federation's proudest fleet. The Vardaxian warships, massive, biological entities that seemed to devour light itself, pressed their advantage without mercy. "How?" he demanded, his tentacles writhing in distress. "How did they breach our most advanced defenses so easily?" Council member Vrain, her once pristine feathers now singed and disheveled, accessed the latest battle reports. "The Vardaxians, they've evolved far beyond our projections. Their neural structures have somehow merged with their ships. They're operating with impossible reaction speeds, coordinating attacks across light years instantly." The irony was not lost on Elena Chen, who stood silently in the corner of the emergency bunker, officially present as Earth's observer. Her neural interface was already transmitting everything to the Phoenix Command, even as she maintained the facade of a primitive human representative, supposedly as helpless as the rest. 15 core worlds have fallen, Vrain continued, her voice trembling. "Our biggest advantage, our genetic superiority, means nothing against their ability to adapt and transform. They're not just defeating us, they're consuming our biomass to fuel their evolution." Another explosion rocked the bunker. Elena's enhanced senses detected the approaching Vardaxian ground forces, their hybrid biomechanical forms pushing through the planet's last defenses with terrifying efficiency. "Perhaps," Elena suggested carefully, "this would be an appropriate time to reconsider the quarantine on Earth." Zyxtal's color shifted to deep azure, a sign of desperate resignation that Elena's systems immediately catalogued. "What could your primitive cybernetics possibly offer against this threat? The Vardaxians have achieved what you merely attempted, true fusion of organic and synthetic." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "Let us help. Whatever our limitations, we might provide a different perspective." Before Zyxtal could respond, the bunker's quantum communications array sparked to life. A Federation admiral appeared in holographic form, his typically immaculate appearance now haggard. "High Council, the Vardaxians have breached the Helios sector. They're moving toward Sol." Elena's smile widened slightly. "Right on schedule." The council chamber erupted in chaos. "The humans!" Vrain cried. "We've condemned them to extinction. Their primitive defenses won't last seconds against." "Priority transmission from Sol system," the Admiral interrupted, his image flickering. They're requesting permission to assist in the defense of Helios sector." Zyxtal's tentacles froze mid-writhe. "They what?" Elena stepped forward, dropping the submissive posture she'd maintained for months. "The Earth United Council has authorized me to offer our immediate military support. Our forces are already mobilized and awaiting your response. What forces? Vrain demanded. Your system barely has interplanetary capability. The last survey showed. The last survey showed exactly what we wanted it to show, Elena interrupted, her neural interface now projecting an authority presence that made even the council members straighten unconsciously. Perhaps it's time we demonstrated why humanity chose its own path of evolution. The Admiral's hologram flickered again. Council, multiple vessels just appeared in Helios sector. There. I've never seen anything like them. Single-pilot ships, moving in perfect coordination. They're engaging the Vardaxian fleet. Elena's neural feed was already showing her the battle. The Ghost fleet had emerged from hiding, each ship piloted by a Phoenix soldier whose consciousness extended throughout their vessel systems. They moved with impossible precision, their reactions limited only by the speed of thought itself. Would you like to observe? Elena asked the stunned council. With a neural command, she transformed one wall of the bunker into a tactical display. The council watched in awe as human ships danced through Vardaxian formations, their enhanced pilots predicting and countering strategies before they fully formed. Impossible, Zwaxtal whispered. The coordination required, the neural load would overwhelm any organic mind. Any purely organic mind, yes, Elena agreed. Fortunately, we stopped limiting ourselves to pure organic capability quite some time ago. Now, shall we discuss the terms of our assistance? The Vardaxians are about to discover that humanity's path of evolution has led us exactly where we needed to be. Above Helios sector, the first real battle between the Vardaxians and humanity's true capabilities was demonstrating exactly why being underestimated had been the greatest advantage of all. Rise of the Neo-Humans. The command center beneath Olympus Mons hummed with activity as James Chen monitored the simultaneous battles across 12 star systems. Through the neural network, he experienced each engagement through the enhanced consciousness of his Phoenix soldiers, their thoughts and actions flowing together in a symphony of coordinated warfare. Vardaxian adaptation rate is increasing, Sarah Montgomery reported, her consciousness merged with the tactical analysis systems. They're attempting to replicate our neural interface technology. James smiled. Let them try. They don't understand what they're copying. On the main tactical display, a Vardaxian bioship twice the size of anything they'd previously encountered emerged from fold space. Its surface rippled with attempts to mirror the quantum crystalline structure of human neural enhancers. But there was a fundamental difference the Vardaxians couldn't grasp. Humanity hadn't just created technology, they'd evolved alongside it, shaped it with their consciousness over generations. Phoenix Squad 7, engaged the new entity, James commanded through the neural link. Instantly, 5 ghost ships shifted formation, their enhanced pilots' minds linking together into a single coordinated consciousness. The Vardaxian vessel never stood a chance. While it struggled to process information through its crude copy of human technology, the Phoenix soldiers moved as one, their ships dancing through space with artificial and organic precision merged into something entirely new. Quantum torpedoes struck with surgical precision, guided by intuition enhanced far beyond normal human limits. In the Federation Emergency Council chamber, Elena Chen stood before the assembled representatives of 200 species, her neural interface now proudly displayed rather than hidden. As you can see, she gestured to the tactical displays showing human forces systematically dismantling the Vardaxian invasion. Humanity's approach to evolution had certain advantages. Your ships, Zwaxtal observed, his tentacles moving in patterns Elena's systems identified as confusion mixed with awe. They move as if they're extensions of their pilots' bodies. That's exactly what they are, Elena confirmed. Each vessel is controlled by a single enhanced human consciousness, expanded through our neural lattice technology. The ships aren't just tools, they're new bodies for our evolved minds. But the neural load, Vrain protested, her feathers shimming with agitation. Our studies showed that linking organic minds with synthetic systems at that level would cause immediate consciousness collapse. Elena's enhanced mind processed the irony of their continued underestimation. Those studies were based on purely organic minds attempting to interface with pure technology. We created something different, a true synthesis. Our consciousness exists simultaneously in organic and synthetic forms, distributed through quantum networks that allow us to think and react at the speed of light itself. A new alert flashed through the neural network. James' voice reached Elena through their secure quantum link. The Vardaxians are attempting a final push. Deploying the neo-human combat units. Elena allowed herself a moment of satisfaction as she received the tactical feed. Across the battlefield, special transport ships released their cargo, humanoid figures that seemed to phase between organic and synthetic forms, their bodies constructed of next-generation metamaterials that could transform based on tactical needs. What are those? A Federation admiral asked, watching as the new units engaged Vardaxian ground forces. The next step in human evolution, Elena explained. Soldiers whose bodies can adapt as quickly as their enhanced minds. Pure organic matter is limited. Pure synthetic systems lack creativity and intuition. But together. She gestured as a neo-human warrior shifted from solid to energy state, passing through a Vardaxian battle line before reforming and attacking from within their formation. The Federation Council watched in stunned silence as humanity's true capabilities were finally revealed. The neo-humans moved with impossible grace, their enhanced minds controlling bodies that defied conventional physics. They weren't simply cyborg soldiers, they were the fulfillment of humanity's potential, the perfect merger of organic consciousness and synthetic capability. We spent centuries preparing for this moment, Elena continued. While you watched our surface development and dismissed us as primitive, we were evolving into something unprecedented. The Vardaxians thought they had achieved the perfect fusion of organic and synthetic. They're learning how wrong they were. Through the neural network, Elena felt the tide of battle shifting decisively. The Vardaxians, for all their biological adaptability, couldn't match the creativity and intuition of enhanced human consciousness. Their copied technology failed against the original, their stolen adaptations proving useless against the species that had spent generations perfecting the true synthesis of mind and machine. The Federation was about to learn that humanity's path of evolution hadn't been a mistake, it had been a revolution waiting to be unveiled. A new dawn. 3 months after the final Vardaxian fleet retreated beyond the Galactic Rim, the Galactic Council convened again. The chamber, hastily rebuilt after the invasion, now hosted a very different gathering. Where once there had been derision toward humanity, now there was a palpable sense of respect and fear. Elena Chen stood at the center of the chamber, but this time she wasn't alone. Beside her floated a neo-human in their natural state, a shimmering form that shifted between organic and synthetic, a visual representation of humanity's evolutionary leap. Behind them, a holographic display showed the ongoing reconstruction efforts across Federation space, led by human ships and enhanced workers who could interface directly with damaged systems. The Federation faces a choice, Elena began, her enhanced voice carrying effortlessly through the chamber. The old barriers between organic and synthetic, between evolved and engineered, no longer serve us. The Vardaxians proved that isolation leads to vulnerability. Unity and adaptation are the keys to survival. High Counselor Zyxtao, his tentacles now bearing mechanical augmentations that helped him process information at speeds his purely organic form couldn't achieve, spoke first. Humanity has proven its path was more viable than we anticipated. The Federation acknowledges its error in judgment. We don't seek acknowledgement, Elena replied. We seek partnership. The Vardaxians will return, evolved and adapted. Other threats will emerge. The galaxy needs more than just humanity's protection, it needs to evolve. Through her neural link, Elena received a real-time update from James at Phoenix Command. The first wave of voluntary enhancement procedures for Federation species had begun. Hundreds of thousands had already volunteered, recognizing that humanity's path offered possibilities their purely organic evolution never could. But the risks, Council member Vrain began, her own feathered form now incorporating subtle technological enhancements. Were solved generations ago, the neo-human beside Elena spoke, their voice resonating on multiple frequencies. Your scientists are already confirming our research. The neural lattice technology adapts to each species' unique biology. Enhancement doesn't erase what you are, it expands what you can become. The chamber's displays shifted, showing the first successful enhancement procedures on non-human species. A Centaurian diplomat, their crystalline form now housing a quantum neural network. An Arcturian warrior, their gaseous consciousness expanded through synthetic pathways. Each transformation was unique, preserving the essential nature of the species while opening new realms of possibility. The quarantine is officially lifted, Zwaxtal announced. Earth and its colonies are recognized as full members of the Federation. Furthermore, he paused, his enhanced nervous system processing the historical significance of the moment. Humanity is appointed to lead the new Council of Enhancement and Evolution. Elena allowed herself a genuine smile. Then let us begin the real work. The Vardaxians showed us that evolution isn't just about survival, it's about transcendence. Humanity didn't choose between organic and synthetic. We chose to become something more than the sum of both. Through the neural network that now extended across Federation space, Elena felt the pulse of change. Species that had spent millennia following rigid evolutionary paths were awakening to new possibilities. The barriers between organic and synthetic were dissolving, replaced by a spectrum of existence that offered infinite potential for growth. A century ago, you called us primitive for embracing enhancement, Elena concluded. Today, we offer you the stars themselves. Not as conquerors, not as saviors, but as guides on a path we've already walked. The future isn't organic or synthetic, it's both, and neither, and everything in between. As the council session ended, Elena received a final update from Phoenix Command. The Ghost Fleet had detected unusual quantum signatures from beyond the galactic rim. The Vardaxians were evolving, adapting, preparing for another attempt. But this time, they wouldn't face a divided galaxy of pure organic beings. They would face a unified federation of enhanced species, led by the humans who had shown them how to transcend their limitations. Humanity had been underestimated, mocked, and quarantined. In doing so, the Federation had given them the time and isolation they needed to perfect their evolution. Now, as the galaxy faced an uncertain future, that gift would save them all. The dawn of the neo-human age had arrived, and with it, the true potential of life itself was about to be unleashed.